Ngowari, Adikibi, welcome. DLA PIPER, big sponsor today.
Thank you.
You're at IPEM and we're talking face to face. 2,500 people have been through the gates here in the last couple of days. What's it like? What's the atmosphere like? What are people talking about?
Well, I think people are just really happy to be reconnecting within the PE community and just seeing people, and I think that's one of the main takeaways. And obviously we're happy to be here. We're seeing clients, seeing people from professional organisations and colleagues. So that's been great. And people have been talking about a topic that's come up quite a lot, actually, sustainability, in different forms, obviously, because it covers a lot of different subjects that LPs have been talking about.
I'm glad you were talking earlier about sustainability, and I think that's really important. It seems to be a main theme here at IPEM. It's a broad subject topic though, so I'm interested in impact funds in particular. A big trend, more and more money seems to be raised into impact funds. What's different for a firm as they look to raise money into impact?
Well, what's different is the returns are not just sort of financial, it's not just about financial profit, it's about social value. So it's about what one can bring to the community, it's about ESG considerations. So this is something that's reflected in the negotiations with LPs. It reflects what LPs want, what they've been asking for, which is a more focus on environmental sustainability, social sustainability and corporate governance. And it's also in line, obviously, with the new sustainability-related financial disclosure regulations.
Let's talk for a moment about impact funds. There seem to be more of them being raised and the funds are getting larger. As we come through the pandemic, we look to the future, are we going to see more of this? And what's different about raising an impact fund to just a traditional fund?
I think we are going to see more of impact funds because it's really in line with what the LPs have been asking for. Impact funds, so compared to a traditional fund, impact funds are not just focused on financial return and financial profit. There are other considerations and other, we'll say, social values and social returns that are important in relation to ESG considerations. And so investors are happy to have less financial return because there's an upside on the ESG, from an ESG perspective. As I said, it's in line with what the LPs have been asking for. It's in line with the recent sustainability-related financial disclosure regulations that are actually there to prevent greenwashing and to ensure that people are really doing sustainability in a way that's sort of looking into the long term. Rather than sort of short-term gain, because sustainability has been shown to help companies, because companies that have good sustainability policies tend to be better managed, have better returns, and be less more crisis resistant. And because of the pandemic, I think that's why also the LPs are much more sensitive to these issues, because actually there's only really positives that come out of having a good sustainability or ESG score.
You mentioned the Sustainable Finance Disclosure Regulations, SFDR, which it seemed to be quite pioneering anywhere in the world, sort of Europe leading the way. Do you think that this industry is ready to deal with those regulations, or presumably your phone is ringing red hot with,
yes.
with people needing help?
Yes, actually I'd say pretty much all of our clients have broached the subject of these regulations, and they haven't come out of nowhere, to be honest. It's not surprising that we're where we are. It's really been a long-term, I think, evolution that's been pushed through by LPs, and that we're now seeing reflected on a regulatory level, at an EU level, nonetheless. And so yes, we're helping our clients transition and into being compliant with the SFDR, and it's being taken seriously. I think a lot of people are welcoming it. Obviously, as we said, there are regulations, and we're supposed to follow regulations, but in any event, even without the regulations, LPs have a lot of control over this kind of governance topic of ESG
It was the
considerations.
direction of travel anyway.
It was a direction of travel. It started with the LPs. It started with contractual restrictions, for example, LPs requiring certain ESG reporting, and then we went on to other topics such as diversity requirements as a condition for investment, especially amongst DFI investors. So we've been going down this road for a while, so it's good to have some transparency and to have an idea of exactly what's required to be in compliance with the regulations. It's good for the industry.
Ngowari, thank you very much for joining me. Enjoy the rest of IPEM.
Thank you.